Okay. Hi, I don't know if I can hear everyone. Let me see. All right.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Okay, yeah, it works. I sometimes don't know if people are like on mute or my thing is not the one working. I'm still trying to get it used to this. Hey, you wanna come? You wanna say hi?
Oh, gotcha.
Oh. He's like, what's going on? It's too early. Right? This is Vader. Hi. He's my baby boy. I'm a proud mom. I know. I know. He doesn't stay still. He would probably like lick my face the whole practice, so I have to close the door on him. You see, you don't stop. You don't stop. He's cute. He's a Shih Tzu Maltese. He's almost 7, and he's a very spoiled dog. There you go. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Good.
Overall, pretty good.
Good, Francis. I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
I'm so just so honored for everyone signing in at this time on a Saturday morning. I mean, it's still difficult in my opinion. Since
Yes, I've been getting up later and later. So, but I thought I need this today.
do you still have like a regular work schedule?
Not really. Well, I'm working from home. We're about to launch our virtual program on Monday.
Nice.
But yeah, it's very different.
Yeah,
Uh,
I bet.
it's been wild, but yeah. I feel like lucky to be able to work from home though.
It is. Right now in these times it kind of is. I'm just adjusting to something different. It's interesting.
Yes.
It's like a big learning curve for everyone.
But for everybody all at once, which is kind of nice too. Some unity in that.
Yeah, we experience different things and similar things at the same time, so it's kind of like interesting. So guys, we've been working with opening the chest, and I still have that idea of working with chest openers. The difference that you will see from the classes that we experienced if you took class with me either Tuesday or Thursday is that we will include more hip openers today. So we're gonna kind of do a double whammy at some point with a lot of like more of like this part. Again, we're continuing to open more of the chest, and we're gonna add on more of the internal hip openers. See how that goes. So we still have 2 minutes before we start, and I'm just making sure that we do have, hi Simi, yay, Saturday morning people still standing strong, because we do have more people signed in, and I'm just kind of waiting to see if they will. Ooh.
Are you okay if I mute my video?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, that's what I ask people is to
Mute
mute
it.
themselves. So yeah, yeah. Just go ahead and mute whenever you're ready. Okay, let's see. We have Elizabeth, Patrick. Right. I don't know how my thing on my wall is still standing strong. If you did not see my stories like a month ago and saw what I had, this thing on my wall, it's interesting. I'll post it again. It's probably gonna die in the following weeks because I do move it a lot. But it's literally like carton and painting tape, and yeah, it's fun. And if you haven't noticed, I do have two screens, one in a corner, one in front. That is because in front of me, I have the Black Swan Yoga account, and then on the other corner, I have my laptop with my own personal account. And that is so I can see, because from here, I can't see. I'm very blind, so this will let me see better everyone and myself, because it's a bigger screen. All right. See. So it's actually time. I'm just gonna do a double check. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so all right. Okay, I'm gonna give one last, oh, there we go, Callie, beautiful. One last swipe to the waiting room. All right, guys. So let's just get started then. As I was saying, we are gonna continue with the chest opening. We're not gonna do the chin stand today. We already broke it down quite a bit. My intention for today is to keep opening the chest and add hip openers to that. So we can work now on not only the top chain, bottom chain, and just kind of add on and change it up a little bit. So just find an easy seat at the top of your mat. And that can be, actually, I'm going to give a couple of options. A regular crisscross would be the ideal, or a half lotus, if that is something that you would like to explore to begin with. So if you feel quite open to bringing one edge of the foot towards your opposite hip bone, then go ahead and start there. Don't feel forced to do that. Just feel the energy running through whichever leg you chose. It doesn't matter which one to begin with. Make sure that you feel that there's an external rotation coming in. So that is from, again, the groin of the leg that is crossing in front all the way to the kneecap. Now, once you get there, just keep the shoulders stacked. Keep the head stacked, chin slightly up towards, or slightly coming back in towards the chest to elongate the back of the neck. And just send the hands towards the knees. And you choose if you want to cup them or if you want to open them wide, up to you. Close the eyes and just find a little bit of ease through the breath that you choose to explore today. If you start reinforcing Ujjayi, feel how the breath is traveling in through the nose. And do the maximum effort to reach the crown of the head. So when you exhale through the nose, you press the throat towards the back of the neck in order to constrict. That will challenge how the breath is flowing through the body in order to provoke heat. So when we create a maximum effort as we do something is when we start heating the body. That's why the more you practice physically and the more movement you do, sometimes the less you sweat. The body starts getting used to a lot of the things that you do throughout the day. Now, the challenging part of this practice is not to create habits, but how can we learn from the movements that become a little bit repetitive, not only through the movements, but also through the thoughts that keep hammering us. Instead of making them habits that come into our head and into our body, how can we make them lessons? And remember that we can only give what we've given to ourselves. You can only understand the world as much as you understand yourself. So with that thought, find a space of balance where you can learn from all those things that have become repetitive in your life. So they don't seem like that. They don't seem just like a never-ending cycle. They seem something that you do in order to survive and in order to learn more. Take a deep breath in. Reach the hands over the head all the way. Use the exhale to twist to the right, holding the outer right knee with your left hand, sending the right hand behind you. When you start twisting, make sure that your sternum is fully open to the right with your central body stacked. If you lean back, you lose a lot of the twist. So make sure that as you're communicating with the breath, you maybe use your hand behind you to create a little bit of stability to find that stacking again, rather than shifting back. Take a deep breath in, reach the hands over the head all the way. Use the exhale to twist to the left side. And then again, before you start just shifting back and forgetting about what's happening on the central body, find the stacking of the central axis where the spine is running, where the head is connecting. And once you hold the outer left thigh with your right hand, you can use the fingertips of the right hand to kind of push open the sternum just a little bit more. Take a deep breath in, reach the hands over the head all the way. Use the exhale to send the hands behind you. Keep the legs. When you press the hands down, it's okay if you kind of lean back a little bit. Make sure that your fingers are looking towards your buttock bones. Take a deep breath in, pick up the buttocks away from the ground and expand the abdomen to whatever's in front of your room. So you're not letting the butt drop even if it's hovering and you don't feel the ground anymore. You want the expansion of the front side to take the opening of the inner hips a little bit deeper as you press the shoulder blades in together and you feel the collarbones expand. Stay here for the inhale. And exhale, release the glutes down. Keep the legs, again, either the crossing or your half lotus. Inhale, reach up, send the hands over the head. Exhale, release the hands in front of the crossing and walk them forward. So you're literally gonna come in towards the shins in the crossing of the legs. It's okay if the back leg's separated a little bit. You can definitely move it out, but if you can keep it closer, that'll be a little bit more intense for your hips. Now, as you're coming into your tabletop sort of version, take a deep breath in. With the exhale, extended puppy pose, pressing the heart down, extending the arms forward, and keeping the hips lifted. Now, it's a little bit challenging because of the shape of the leg. So if you're like, oh no, that's too much too early, just undo yourself and come into an extended puppy pose, a regular one. If you're okay with exploring that type of crossing, if you were on the half lotus or just a regular crisscross, that's fine. Stay there. Now again, as you're aiming the collarbones down and the abdomen to expand towards the legs, keep the arms extended. Take an inhale, lift the left arm up and towards the ceiling as if you're just kind of winging the left arm to whatever's on the left side of the room. Use the exhale to thread the left arm under the right. And again, you're just keeping the crossing of the legs to make it a little bit more challenging, maybe a little bit more interesting. Because part of letting go of something that has become a habit that is just making you give circles around and around is to change maybe just something, the way you say something, the way you think about something, even though that doesn't change the belief of that which you do or that which you think. Feel the extension of the left arm, reaching a little bit more to the right side of the room. And if you want to add on a little bit more, maybe you release the right hand away from the ground and you lift it up and towards the ceiling. You have the option of kind of going for that half bind. And again, it's a lot of balance here because of the legs, because of how you're challenging yourself to open up through the right shoulder a little bit more. If you went for the right arm to go behind, inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, release the right arm in front of you. Inhale, extend the left arm. With the exhale, release the hands down and go ahead and just roll back in towards the seat that you were. Uncross the legs and switch them. So whichever one you had in front, that was gonna go in the back. And if you did go for the half lotus on the other side, try and attempt it on this side. Now, sometimes the body is way more asymmetric than what we'd like it to be. So don't force it. And in my case, this is my funky leg, so my legs might spread out a little bit more. Little by little, as you know, you repeat the movements, you find a little bit of more opening. So we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. If maybe you chose to grab the knees at the beginning, maybe this time you open up the palms and just change something. Making sure that you're reconnecting through the breath. And remember that a peaceful mind creates a peaceful world. The same way that a powerful body can bring power to something that needs to be done. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms over the head all the way. Now listen for the change. Exhale, open arm twist to the right, left arm forward, right arm back. This time you're gonna have to make a little bit of more effort through the abdomen to really spread out the right arm to whatever's behind you. But then again, you're not leaning back and even forgetting about the legs. You're grounding down and using the left oblique to open up a little bit more to the right. Inhale, reach the right arm up, even the left. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. So open arm twist. And as you repeat this process on the other side, now you're feeling that the right oblique is coming all the way to the left to grab. You're spreading through the collarbones and you're extending the fingers just a little bit more apart from each other. Inhale, reach the hands over the head all the way. Exhale, release the hands behind you with the fingertips looking towards the glutes. And then again, it's okay if you find a diagonal line there. That is because with the inhale, you lift. You feel that the buttock bones are coming towards the front of the body in order to feel a little deeper opening through the inner groin. Now, depending on the leg that you have in front is where you will feel it the most. Inhale, get a little bit higher. Exhale, release the glutes down. Find the seat. Inhale, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, release the hands in front of your crossing so you can kind of come into a tabletop with the crossing of the legs that you chose. Now pressing towards the hands, inhale. Exhale, extend the puppy pose. So with the hips lifted, expand the abdomen to the crossing of the legs, extend the arms forward. Now it is challenging, even if when you normally do an extended puppy pose and your heart and chest really presses all the way down, maybe in this case it doesn't because of the effort of the legs. That is fine. Don't put too much pressure on the joints, but rather feel the muscles opening up a little bit more for you to little by little let the heart press down. Keeping the arms extended. Inhale, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling again as your wing just flares up. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left. And as you keep the left arm extended, feel how the right arm, when it starts threading, it really wants to pull the tricep to whatever's on the left side of the room. You're still feeling the openness of the hips and the balance through the shins and the crossing of them. Now, if you went for that half bind, inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, send the left arm behind you. Now, it is adding more balance into the challenge right here, so make sure that you feel okay, that your hips feel okay with them having to support a lot more of this chest opening. Inhale, extend the left arm up. Use the exhale to extend the left arm forward. Inhale, reach the right arm up. With the exhale, release the hand down and slowly just let the buttock bones walk back. Good. Go ahead and stretch your legs now. This must feel nice. So keep those shoulders stacked over the hips. Take an inhale. Use the exhale to bend the right knee out. So you come into a seated tree, planting the sole of the foot into the inner left thigh. Make sure that you're flexing the left foot and that your right hip is still directionally facing forward. Take an inhale, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, twist. Hold the right knee with the left hand and keep the right arm open again. It's kind of like that hug that you were doing in the seat before. Your left leg is still flexed and really well ignited. Take an inhale. Exhale, send the right arm to swim over the head. Maybe, just maybe, you reach for the left toes. It's a very wide extension from the right hip all the way to the left armpit. And you will feel that maybe when you reach for the toes, you can pull a little bit more to find more depth. Now make sure that your hip does not flare open on the right side, that you're still working with a resistance to send the right hip forward, because that's what will help you open up even more through the muscle line on the side. Inhale, stack up, reach the hands over the head, find your center. Exhale, find the fold. Regular knee to head pose, or seated tree pose if you like to call it that. Just make sure that, again, your left heel is in front of your hip bone, that it's not flaring out to the corner. And you're letting the abdomen be the first thing that touches the thigh, and then bring the heart closer in towards the big foot. Take an inhale and start stacking up, shoulders over the hips. Use the exhale to extend the right leg to meet the left. Stay, inhale. Exhale, seated tree on the left side, so bring the sole of the foot in towards the right side. Flex the right foot intensely so you feel the ignition of the right leg. And then while you're getting to your first, make sure that the left hip bone, because you're bringing the heel close to the groin, does not open up to the side. You're still working on squaring your hips forward. That's what makes it challenging. Inhale, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, twist, holding the left knee with the right hand, and just extend the left arm back as if you're about to hug someone. And then with your right hand, you're kind of almost pulling the leg in through center without letting the right leg flare out. You have to be strong on the right leg. Inhale. Exhale, swing the left arm over the left ear and towards the front to kind of aim yourself to maybe grab the right toes. You don't have to. Maybe you just keep doing the effort of the extension of the muscle line of the left side torso for you to really get that side stretch as you open up the collarbones to whatever's in the left side of your room. If you do reach for the toes, and use that as a resistance to kind of thread the chest a little bit more in between the left armpit. Inhale, reach up, find your center, send the hands over the head. Exhale, fold, knee to head pose. And then again, notice, I can actually grab my right foot because the first thing that is leading my fold is my heart. If I push my heart back, it'll be harder for me to actually reach for whatever's in front of me. So let the abdomen really flatten and iron itself down towards the thigh for you to reach the heart to the big toe, and then you'll let the forehead drop. Take an inhale, start stacking up. Reaching shoulders over the hips. Use the exhale to extend the left leg to meet the right. Now send your hands behind you. This time, again, with the legs extended, fingertips still facing the buttocks, and make sure that your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Take an inhale, reverse high plank, pressing through the heels, lifting through the abdomen, and really finding the engagement of the lower belly. Now we're going to do a little bit of a dynamic movement. Stay here for the inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees so you can kind of tap the buttocks just a little bit to the front to feel the opening of the chest line. Inhale, shift back. Exhale, shift forward, bending the knees and kind of shifting the butt towards the heels. Inhale, shift back, find a really strong line. Exhale, last kind of shift of the butt towards the heels. Good. Inhale, shift back, find a high plank in reverse. Now listen carefully. With the exhale, it's like a hip dip to the right side. Good. Take an inhale, come through center. Hip dip to the left side and keep pushing through the center of the palm to the left with the chest. Inhale, center. Hip dip on the right. Inhale, center. Hip dip to the left. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, hip dip last time to the right. Inhale, center. Last time to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the buttocks down. Go again, that one's intense. Now go ahead and just cross the ankles, roll into the shins, come into your tabletop, the shoulders over the wrists and the hips over the knees, and just make any movement that really helps you open up the body a little bit more, maybe releasing what we just did. And when I say release, is not kind of letting the body forget what you went through, but actually find just a little bit of a restoration from the intense work that the reverse high planks take. So anything that helps you, shifting hands from side to side, or maybe turning them to the knees, do so. And again, reconnect into the breath. So if at any point you feel like you need to release as a sign, anything that really helps you find a little bit of more understanding, how prana, the life force, can really help you find an understanding of the body and mind. Find a center with the shoulders over the wrist and a static tabletop. Inhale, extend the right leg to the back and the left arm to the front, coming into your tiger pose, Virabhadrasana. Now, while you're coming into your tiger pose, make sure that you're not dipping the right leg down, nor opening it up too far out. You're just finding that center line where the heel is connected to the left hip bone and the left arm is facing forward. Neck is long, crown of the head facing towards the wrist. Inhale. Exhale, open up the arms to the side laterally. So the left arm to the left and the right leg to the right. And you're having to find this intensity through the lower belly that still lifts the heel in line with the hip. Stay here for the inhale. Exhale, swing the left arm back and the right leg for you to grab them. Now, you don't have to grab them. If you're still practicing to reach for the foot, you can stay halfway, but if you do grab it, kick the foot into the hand into the foot. Rather than opening the chest to the left, open it to the front. That is where you get the resistance to kind of coil the quad back into the top of the foot to find your stretch. And then keep the right shoulder stacked over the right wrist as you still find the right leg to kind of make a hole in the ceiling because it wants to lift so bad. Take an inhale, extend the right leg back, and just drop the left hand down, coming into a half tiger, flexing through the right foot. Inhale, stay. Exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. It's like a scorpion tail here in your tabletop, and it feels kind of nice for the quad. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, flip yourself all the way, and then take your left leg to extend. So you're probably off the mat. That's completely fine. Hopefully you do have the space. Let the right heel come in towards the right glute. Now you can grab the right shin with the right hand. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, twist. And when you twist in your half load of the fishes, you can hug it or you can hook the elbow. Because this twist is really challenging for me, I normally hug. I don't feel like I have enough space to still hook right now. If I hook, I sometimes tend to release my central axis. So I kind of rather glue my glutes a little bit more, hug it, and then use my right hand to push open a little bit more the sternum to whatever in the left side of my arm. Keep the legs as they are. Inhale, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, take a fold over your left leg. So what I do is I first thread my right arm forward with my upper arm facing my inner right thigh. And then I go for my foot. Now, once I grab the balance, I can release and detach my left hand from the ground and maybe go for my foot. If you know the bind, if you want to take it and just kind of send the right top of the arm and then send the left arm back to grab your hands, you can. It's a very intense chest opening that you can explore while you're here if it's not too early. And then make sure that, again, the sternum is opening, the abdomen is ignited to flatten itself over the left thigh. So again, inhale, unwind. If you have any kind of bind, lift the forehead and rather head over the shoulders, maybe lift the arms over the head. Exhale, release the hands outside of the left hip and just flip yourself back into your tabletop. Good. Find the shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, extend the left leg back and the right arm forward. When you do so and getting into your tiger, again, you feel this fire of energy run into the center of the body that really lengthens the leg and the arm forward like one. Use the exhale, laterally open the left arm, rather right arm to the right and left leg to the left. Coming into like a funky airplane and really using the outer hips to keep the heel in line with the left hip and the right wrist in line with the shoulder line. Stay here, inhale. Good. With the exhale, swing the right arm back and the left leg in order to grab them to come into your bound tiger. Now you can hold from the top of the foot, the ankle, and when you start kicking the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot, try to really send the heart forward. I know that the body wants to open up to the right. The thing with opening up to the right is you let go a lot of the stretch. Circle back, square up, face forward, and then kick the foot into the hand for you to get the resistance that will help you stretch the muscle. Stay here, inhale, extend the left arm, right arm, left leg. Exhale, drop only the right hand down. And then again, inhale to really extend the left leg back. Exhale, bend the knee to open the hip like a scorpion tail on your tabletop. And it kind of feels nice. Just make sure that your left hand has the same amount of weight as your right. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, flip into the seat, and then very slowly extend the right leg. So you find a seat outside of the mat, that's fine, with your left heel glued in towards your butt. Take an inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, twist, and you can hug, you can hook, whatever is available to you in whichever form you want to explore. I normally send my left arm and hand down because that will create stability for me to not go all the way back down. Again, you want to keep the stacking of the head. So when you twist, you really feel that the core is the one having to crunch and to really open up and release through the lower back as well. Keep the right foot extended and flexed. Inhale, find the center, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, find a fold, directing the heart in towards the big toe. Now, I normally start with my right hand, in this case, next to my right hip, to thread my left arm inside of my inner left thigh to grab the foot. If you went for the bind, look for the internal rotation of the arm, of the upper arm facing the shin, and then you send it behind. Maybe you just stay halfway, and that's fine. If you want to detach the right hand from away from the ground and maybe go ahead and grab the left hand behind you, you come into your Marichyasana. That is how we call this pose. And then try to open up through the heart as you're flexing through the foot to really find a little bit of more opening through the collarbones while opening the hips. Take an inhale, stack up, unwind the binding if you have it. Exhale, just press the hands outside of the right hip and unwind yourself to come into the tabletop. Making sure that your hands are facing forward, hips over the knees. Inhale, curl your toes. Exhale, lift your hips. First hour facing dog. And then go ahead and pedal it out. Move it. Shift your weight forward. Anything that really helps you find a little bit of a more or a deeper engagement through the first semi-inversion of the day. Making sure that you feel that the tailbone is lifted, the abdomen is expanding towards the thighs, and if your heels don't touch the knee to begin with, that's okay. You can keep the knees bent while you let the triceps push back. You lengthen through the back of the neck, and you feel how much the core is truly ignited towards the thighs. Then maybe little by little, the heels start touching the ground as the hamstrings warm up. Inhale, look in between the hands with the exhale, step or walk to the front of the mat. Come into your fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Take a little bit of time here to really understand how the line of energy between the hips and the heels, when stacking, get you the release of the hamstrings because they're stretching. If you move it too far back or too far forward, you release a little bit of it. So you have to find that sweet spot. And if you need to bend the knees while you warm up the hamstrings, that is completely okay. If you're walking the hands from side to side, if you're doing anything that helps you release the lower back, that's totally okay. Find your center, toes facing forward. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach. Send the hands over the head all the way. Exhale, send the hands to heart center. Close the eyes for a full cycle of breath where you can communicate with something more subtle than the body, where you can communicate with your beliefs and the faith that has brought you here today. Take an inhale, reach the hands over the head all the way. Find expansion through the abdomen to protect the lower back. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind you. Press the palms together from wrist to knuckles. Inhale, extend the fist and find the stretch of the triceps. Now listen carefully. With the exhale, thread the fist to your right hip. So you're letting I'm mirroring you guys, your right hand kind of send the fist towards the front and really find a pull of the left shoulder blade as you still send the belly forward. So make sure that the tailbone is not out because you're doing so. You're still engaging the lower belly to find a long line of the front side. Take an inhale, straighten it, extend it back. Exhale, switch. So again, now you're sending it to the left and then feeling how the energy of the left hand is kind of pushing the right shoulder towards the front, and you find a greater opening while the pubic bone is still coming up. Inhale, find your center, stretch it out. Now listen carefully. With the exhale, it's not a fold. It's a lift of the fist away from the lower back without bending any joint. No hip girdle or no knee. You're just having to really rotate the shoulder or the bottom socket of the shoulder and the torso to lift the fist away from the lower back without folding. Inhale, reach, unwind, send the hands over the head. Take your time. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Open up a little bit brighter. With the exhale, fold. Second inhale, step or walk your feet to the back of the mat. Find your high plank and find the shoulders stacking over the hips and the heels over the toes. Use the exhale to drop the left knee in towards the ground. Take an inhale, hover the right leg away from the ground and long, again coming into this half tiger. With the exhale, bend the knee, open the hip like a scorpion tail in your tabletop. You did this couple of poses ago, so just make sure that you have equal weight on the right hand and not just jumping on the left. Take an inhale, laterally stretch the leg all the way like a half funky airplane. Again, equal weight on the right hand. Use the exhale to step the right hand, or rather right foot outside of the right hand, coming into like a beginning of a 90-90 lunge if you notice this. Now it's going to get intense. Press the hands down. Curl the left toes. Inhale, lift the back knee. Now you're coming into a lizard. So if you need to snuggle the left toes a little bit far back to make space for the stacking of the right knee over the ankle, do so. Now this is what we're going to do. As you find the lizard, make sure that you have the shoulders stacked over the wrist all the way down to the elbows. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows back and in like a high to low to find not only opening of the hip, but a little more of a strength work for the upper body. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, elbows back and in. Keep the integrity of the front leg. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, one last one, elbows back and in, and keep the integrity of the knee facing forward in line with the toes. Inhale, push back up. With the exhale, step the left foot towards the front. Find more of a wider stance, but find a fold. Don't come to Malasana. Just maybe walk the hands from side to side, and just finding maybe a bigger release or opening in this wider forward fold. Take an inhale halfway, keep the hips stacked over the heels. Use the exhale to walk the toes closer together, find a fold. Inhale, reach up. Send the hands over the head all the way. As soon as your hands press together, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Let the hips still stack over the ankles. Exhale, fold. Take an inhale, step or walk your feet to the back of the mat. Find your high plank pause, shoulders over the wrists and the heels over the toes. Exhale, drop only the right knee down. Inhale, hover the left foot away from the ground as you extend it back. Use the exhale to bend the knee and open the hip like your scorpion tail. Then again, because the leg is heavy, sometimes there's a lot more weight coming into the right hand in this case. Shift it to the left, equal the weight on both hands. Inhale, extend laterally the left leg like a half funky airplane. And again, feel the chest spreading wide and the core helping you really find extension. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, step the left foot outside of the left hand. So you really find that line of knee in line with the ankle and your left arm in line with your front leg. Curl the toes. Inhale, lift the back knee. Come into a long lizard in your hands. Now again, keep the extension of the back quad. So if you need to kind of snuggle your right toes back, do so. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows back and in for like a high to low plank, and notice how the front leg will make an effort to stay where it is. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, shift and bend the elbows back. Keep the heart open. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, bend back and keep the heart open. Again, that was the last one. Inhale, push back. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Find a wider stance, forward fold. And again, if you like to really just swing the hands from side to side, do so. Take an inhale for a halfway lift. Open up through the sternum. Use the exhale to walk the feet together and fold. Inhale, reach up. Send the hands over the head all the way. Exhale, palms press, forward fold, Uttanasana. Let's do some sun eggs. Inhale, halfway lift. Open up, really find expansion of the belly as you shoot the shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or rock your feet to the back of the mat. Stay here in your high plank for the exhale, just the retention of the breath. Keep the shoulders back over the heels. Inhale. Exhale, drop the knees first, elbows back and in to warm up into your high to low with the understanding that the pubic bone is coming up towards the heart and you lengthen the crown of the head. Inhale, find your cobra. Pubic bone down and forward with the collarbones open, the elbows back, and you find a greater expansion of the front side. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips. Find your downward facing dog. And when you're coming here, remember that the vinyasa that forms those three movements help you find that syncing of the breath and movement that will help you find a greater power from body to mind. Take an inhale, look in between the hands with the exhale, step or walk your feet to the front of the mat. Come into your fold. Inhale, halfway open up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Send the hands over the head all the way. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway open up. Keep the belly up and in. Exhale, fold, soften the knees as much as you need. Inhale, step or rock your feet to the back of the mat. Find your high plank. If you're not dropping the knees this time, when you bend the elbows back and in, have you notice that the heart and the abdomen are still in line? Inhale, open through the sternum when you come into your upward facing dog. Keep the engagement of the lower belly to really strengthen the collarbones. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips, and let the core lift and pipe the tailbone up to find your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, look in between the hands with the exhale, step or walk to the front of the mat. Come into your fold. Inhale, halfway open up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Last one, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And notice how much longer the hamstrings can get. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or walk your feet to the back of the mat. Finish the vinyasa on your own terms. I sometimes stay a little bit longer on my cobra, just because it gives me a greater advantage on length of my front side, which I need personally. So if there's any shape or pose that you want to stay a little bit longer, do so for the benefit of your practice. And really find the length in between outer armpits and outer wrists so you can feel the push of the tricep extending a little bit more to the upper back muscles. Take an inhale, look in between the hands, exhale, step or walk your feet to the front of the mat. Come into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift, open up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Let the thighs touch and the big toes come together. Exhale, find your chair. Now when you're coming into your chair, make sure that the pubic bone is coming in towards the heart. You're reaching the arms a little bit higher. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center, twist to the right, hugging the left elbow outside of the right thigh. What I do is I unwind my palms to grab my outer thigh with my right hand so I can scooch it in there and then find my prayer hand. So that's totally fine. Again, twists are very hard on my body, so I have to hold on from whatever I can. Now keep the knees together. So if you look at them and the left knee is jutting out, bring it back and make sure that the soles of the feet are fully planted down. Bring the weight into the right foot. Inhale, bring the left heel in towards the butt. So you're looking like a flamingo that is hovering the left leg. Slowly with the inhale, stretch it back very slowly. Control exhale, drop the toes down and the knee as well. So now you have a little bit of more support when you untuck the left toes. Make sure that when you step back, your front knee still stacks over the ankle and you can open up the heart a little bit more. Take an inhale, stack up. Find your regular lunge as you keep the knee stacking over the ankle, lifting the arm over the head. Exhale, release the right arm on top of your right thigh. Now your left hand can go towards the hip, and we're gonna get a little bit more intense. Inhale. Exhale, bend through the left knee, so you're picking up the toes, you swing the left arm back and you grab the foot. Now when you do so, the kneecap can find a very strong sensation on the ground. If you need to fold your mat, you can do so. Just make sure that the abdomen is leading you forward to find a little bit of more opening every time that you bring the heel of the left foot closer to the butt. Make sure that the left shoulder is squared in line with the right. Slowly with the inhale, let go of the foot, shin down, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, drop the hands down and walk the hands all the way to the left foot. Supported side plank, inhale, left hand down, right arm lifts. Now make sure that you have the left hand very strongly grounded into the mat while you lift the right arm up. Release weight from the left shin. Inhale, extend the left leg forward for a fallen triangle or your wild thing. And then finding the hip opening to really press up in towards the ceiling by maybe swinging the right arm a little bit far back. Use the exhale to release the right hand down to the back of the mat. Inhale, pick up the left foot. So you come into a one-legged downward facing dog, facing the back of the mat, and you extend the left leg a little bit more towards the ceiling, or pressing the hands down. Exhale, knee into the left elbow. Good, inhale, pick it back up. Exhale, knee into the right elbow. Inhale, pick it back up. Exhale, knee into the nose. Step in between the hands. Inhale, high lunge. Reach the hands over the head. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the lower back, press the palms together. Inhale, spread through the collarbones, open up. Exhale, fold over your lunge, and you're hovering on top of your left thigh. You're not dependent of your thigh. You're letting the core take power over the length of the torso. Keep the binding, keep the half fold. Inhale, pull you straighten your front leg. Maybe fold a little bit deeper in this long pyramid. It's intense, so take it slowly. If you want to step your back foot a little bit further forward, you can. Acknowledge where you are and how much expansion of the abdomen you have to take. If you want to unwind the hands, you can do that too. If you haven't already unwinded the hands, drop the hands down into the ground with your front leg long. Right hand down, inhale, left arm lifts. And I'm going to give you a little bit of leeway. If your back heel is not touching, that's totally okay. Look for the twist as you open up through the sternum just a little bit more. Inhale, twisted half moon. Bend the left knee a little bit so you can walk the right hand a little bit further forward to pick up the right foot away from the ground while you're still open, very much wide, into whatever's on your side of your room while flexing the right foot. Inhale, stand with your right knee aimed towards the abdomen, reaching the hands over the head. Exhale, open arm twist without holding the thigh or foot. Extend the left arm forward and the right arm back. If you do want to extend the right leg, you're more than welcome to make it more challenging for your quad. Inhale, stay. Exhale, step the right foot all the way to the top of the mat. Come into a straddle. So again, toes facing in, heel slightly out. You can hold your hips. Inhale, press the belly forward. Tuck the tailbone, exhale, fold. I normally grab my ankles as my first thing to go. Do anything that really serves you to find a little bit of a release and a longer sense in the stretch. And then again, you feel the breath just helping you cope with how much effort you're putting into your thoughts, your intentions, and then ultimately the body burning. Inhale, halfway, open up. Exhale, walk the hands to the top of the mat to frame your front foot. Inhale, standing splits. Lift the left leg up, and as you bow down, find the expansion of the belly, because the deeper you fold, the higher the leg. But if your hands are too far away from your foot, it's going to be a little bit harder. Now make sure that you're looking for extension as if someone is grabbing your left heel and lifting it for you. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, fold at the top of the mat with your feet hips distance. Big toe hold from the inner edge, grab them with your peace fingers. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. And if you need to bend the knees to find the abdomen over the thighs, do so. I snuggle myself a little bit, and then I lift my tailbone up as I splay my elbows wide, and then lift the tailbone a little bit higher. Take an inhale, halfway lift, open up, release the body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or walk your feet to the back of the mat. Find your high plank. Take your vinyasa if you like, or we just meet each other in a downward facing dog. That can be your vinyasa today. Inhale, Look in between the hands with the exhale. Step or rock your feet to the front of the mat. Come into your fold. Inhale, halfway open up. Exhale, fold. Thighs together and your big toes touching again. Inhale, reach up, so the hands over the head. Exhale, chair, Utkatasana. And then again, find the alignment of the cubic bone coming into the heart with the thighs still glued together. Inhale. Exhale, hands through heart center, twist to the left, hugging the right elbow outside of the left thigh. And when you're looking for that depth of the bind and the armpit towards the thigh, make sure that your right knee is still in line with the left. So you're making the effort through the core, not the hips. Inhale, pick up the right heel away from the ground and send weight into the left. Use the exhale to slowly extend the leg back and step the toes down. Same as the knee, while you're still keeping the prayer twist and the hooking and the opening of the sternum. Use the inhale to lift the arms over the head and make sure that your front knee still stacks over the ankle. Exhale, left arm on top of the left thigh. You can swing the right arm back or send the right hand towards the hips. Inhale. Exhale, bend to the right knee even more to pick up the toes away from the ground. You can put a towel, a pillow, anything. Hold your mat. Maybe you grab for the foot and you press it in. And then can you square the right shoulder to meet the left as you lengthen the crown of the head up? Inhale, stay. Exhale, drop the shin down with a lot of control. Inhale, reach the hands over the head. Exhale, release the hands down and walk them towards the side and towards the back for a supported side plank. Right hand down. Inhale, left arm lifts. And you find a nice long line from left armpit to left hip. Ground down through the right hand really strongly. Inhale, wild thing. Or fallen triangle, extend the right leg out and forward and press the belly up. Same as the hip bones for you to maybe swing the left arm a little bit further back. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down to the back of the mat. Accommodate yourself. Inhale, reach the right leg back up. Right leg. Good. Finding your one-legged downward facing dog and finding the extension of the hips. Use the exhale to bring the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, pick it back up. Exhale, knee to the left. Inhale, pick it back up. Exhale, bring the knee into the nose, step in between the hands, high lunge, inhale. And in this high lunge, look at your front foot. Remember that you want to align from the ground down to keep adding on. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind you. Palms, knuckles, and wrists touch. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold halfway over your front thigh. And imagine that someone's grabbing your wrist and just extending you back, and you're like, no, I want to go forward. Now keep the binding. Inhale, straighten your front leg. And if you want to take a step further forward from your back foot, you can. So you work with the extension of your hamstrings. If you need to drop the hands, that's totally fine. Ball the big toe down. Release the hands if you haven't already. Inhale, right arm lifts, twist through this very long pyramid. Normally, I would ask you to press the back heel down. For now, I'm focusing on other muscles of the hip on the right side. So just press with the left hand and lift the right arm up. Inhale, twisted half moon. Bend the right knee just a little bit so you can hinge forward. Walk the left hand even more towards the front so you can keep the shoulders stacked and keep the left leg extended. Use the core to inhale, stand with your left knee in towards the belly, reaching the hands over the head. Exhale, open arm twist without holding the thigh. If you want to make it challenging for your quad and you did so on the other side, extend it. And can you really find the opening through the heart? Inhale, step the left foot towards the front of the mat, finding it strong with the toes in. Send the hands towards the hips. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And then choose something different. I'm going to stay here holding my hips and just kind of making more of an effort through my core to let the hip touch. Maybe you want to go through your big toes. Maybe you grab the ankles if you didn't do so before. Anything that helps you discover something new about yourself. While still sinking the breath. Inhale, halfway open up. Exhale, walk the hands to the top of the mat to frame your front foot. Inhale, standing splits, right leg lifts. And when you're shooting the head up, or rather the leg up, you're shooting the head down because the core is taking the abdomen towards the left thigh. and then lifting the right leg. So you have to make a lot of effort from the right leg to just make a hole in the ceiling with a big toe. Inhale. Exhale, fold at the top of the mat with your feet hips distance. This time, hands underneath the soles of the feet, Baddha Hastasana. If that is something that can be a little bit too intense for you this morning, you can go for the big toe hold again. So again, stepping on the palms, letting the toes massage the wrist. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold. And then when you're doing so, if the abdomen is away from the thighs, you are losing the stretch. I'd rather you bend the knees, flatten the belly over the thighs, and then slowly, without ungluing the belly from the thighs, you extend the knees, let the head hang heavier for you to get a deeper stretch. Inhale, halfway, unwind. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Send the hands over the head all the way. Then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Open up a little bit brighter. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, step or rock your feet to the back of the mat. Find your high plank. Take your vinyasa. Once you get into your downward facing dog, whichever your journey was, take an inhale, look in between the hands. Use the exhale to step or walk into a seat. So if you like to kind of shift forward and almost float, it's bringing the thighs into the abdomen, crossing the shins, and sliding the legs to the front. I'm still working on that, so don't take my word for it on my body. Just take the knowledge and practice it. Find your Baddha Konasana. So while you're sitting down, soles of the feet touching your butterfly in your legs, and then letting the glutes really press down. Grab the ankles or your big toes. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold. And then again, when you're folding, the heart is what you want to lead. If you're leading with something lower than the heart, the body tends to curl or round, and then we forget about what is going on in the stretch of the legs, which is the benefit of this pose. So let the heart stack up, be open, spread the collarbones, and then fold forward, which is the idea of why we've been opening this up a lot more than anything. Then bring the elbows back in. And then feel a little bit of more openness through the inner groin every time that you let these invisible hands push the knees down towards the ground. Take an inhale. Stack up shoulders over the hips. Keep the legs with the exhale. Swing the arms behind you with the fingers facing your butt. It's okay if you find a diagonal line. Take an inhale, lift. Similar to that reverse high plank, but this time with your butterfly legs. Spreading the knees, sending the glutes towards the heels and lifting a little bit higher through the pubic bone. Inhale. Exhale, release the tailbone down and the spine now coming into your Supta Baddha Konasana. So it's your reclined down angle. Or your sleeping butterfly, if you wish to call it that way, if you relate. Making sure that when you're getting here, that the mid back is pressing down, the knees are flaring out a little bit wider because you find a bigger opening through the inner groin. You can choose wherever it feels better for you to press the hands down. And just let the body take it all in. Because remember that you're growing power through the understanding of how compassion can work from one another. Then if not, what good is power? Take an inhale and start pressing the knees, thighs together. Use the exhale to bring the knees in towards the abdomen. Take a happy baby, maybe starting grabbing the back of the knees. As you spread the thighs out, flex the feet. It's as if you're squatting on the ceiling. Now, here's the thing. If you lift the tailbone to grab the soles of the feet, you're losing the stretch. Ground down the sacrum. Then whatever you can grab when the sacrum is down, you grab, and then you press the thighs down, and you get deeper into the stretch. So then little by little, you explore more depth from the power that you've given your mind for the body. Keep the feet flexed and then really snuggle it in. This is what I like to do, is kind of like really sink my tailbone down, because that gets me into the hips. Normally because maybe my pants get on the way or something is like not hinging right. So I kind of snuggle in and then press down. Maybe that works for you too. Take a deep breath in. Use the exhale to bring the thighs to touch over the abdomen and open the arms wide into a T. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale, drop the knees to the left, knees to the right. Plank to supine twist. And remember that when you're getting into the twist, that you truly want to make sure that the right shoulder blade in this case is sunk down and you're finding expansion through the left collarbone. So you're continuing with that intention of the opening of the chest. Take an inhale to stack up, gaze and knees, and use the exhale to switch. Legs to the right, gaze to the left. Making sure that the left shoulder blade is fully flattened down to anchor you down and get into the opening of the collarbones that will give you a greater stretch. Take an inhale, bring your gaze and knees through center. Hug yourself in the last time from the shins to the back of the thighs and take a deeper breath in. Use the exhale to detach. When you get into that maximum extension of the inhale and you release the breath, you let go of the legs, you close your eyes, you extend the arms out, and you open the palms naturally into a space where you can call home, where you can detach the mind from the senses and the senses from the body, in order to let Shavasana be the space of balance in between power and compassion, in between understanding and knowledge. With very soft, deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Start bringing yourself back into the space where the body lives, into the area where the mind can learn more from where the body is standing at this time. And as you add movements from the smallest parts of the body into the longest ones, when you feel ready, bring the knees over the abdomen. Then softly release your body to the right, like a loose fetal or a little ball, maybe using your right arm as a pillow. Try to keep your eyes closed so you trust the eye that sees nothing yet sees all of it. And very softly pick yourself up into a seat. Again, with your eyes softly closed. Take an inhale, reach the arms over the head all the way. Exhale, palms together, bring the thumbs into the sternum. We will resonate today. We will vibrate today. We will shine like any other day as we're here. But what is the difference in between this vibration and the last one that you took, and the intentions that you have as you show your faith through your beliefs? Let your vibration from today heal your heart, for your heart to heal everyone else. Take a deep breath in. Empty the air first. Inhale for Om. Thank you so much for one more time letting me enter your private and your sacred space in order to receive my humble teachings and my practice. Thank you so much one more time from the bottom of my heart. Namaste. Thank you everyone for coming in again. I'm always honored to have the group of people that come on Saturday morning early, no matter if we're online, if we're in the studio or wherever we are. I really appreciate you a lot. And no matter at whatever time you come, I'm just really, thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Francis. I'm just really grateful for everyone jumping in into learning something new in a different way. So thank you guys. If there's any feedback, any questions, send them through me to me through Instagram. So if you don't follow me at the Bogi Yogi, thank you, Sumi. At THEBHOGIYOGI. And if you're like, wait, what? You can find my Instagram, thank you, Elizabeth, on Black Swan Yoga Houston Instagram, and just give me a follow and let me know what you felt about the class or what I can do for you next week. All right. So my classes are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And tomorrow at 11 a.m., I will be teaching a special class for the MFAH on Facebook Live. So that will be on Facebook. And I think you might need to follow the MFAH, but I think as long as you also follow Black Swan Yoga Houston on Facebook, you will be able to access that free class on Instagram. So make sure that you don't miss it, because it's going to be really nice, really special. All right. So hopefully I'll see you soon. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Namaste.
Thank you, Kariko. Always, always. I miss you a lot, and I'm so happy for everyone to be here again. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you, always. Thank you, Jordan. I hope your family is safe. Lots of blessings.
Sounds good. Bye.